personal life applications. This gets really detailed. That photo, yes, that's the prompt that made the photo underneath the photo. And underneath the personal life applications, that's the prompt that I gave for it to give me these personal life applications. Now, reality is, do I use some of these? Do I not? Yes, that is the case. That's why it's got the name of the what how you can utilize it. I may not do that. Do I look up recipes on Chat GPT? No, I don't. But I know people who do. And if that fits you, screenshot these pages. I also have another page that's going to give you the actual apps that execute these things for you. So if you're having a hard time organizing your life, there's an app for that. If you're having a hard time figuring out what goes within your diet, there's an app for that. Fitness, what's best for you, all there's an app for literally everything. But I personally wanted to get into not each of the apps and each of the features and what each of them do. You can actually go and screenshot these pages, look up each of these platforms for the ones that speak to you. What I want you to really do is start thinking outside the box on what does personal life application mean to you, and what are some ways that you're thinking outside of the box as to how you can use this to make your life either simpler or make some of the things that are really complex for you easier. So we're going to skip like personal life application. The next page is very much the exact same thing. So this one is telling you how you can use it. And then this is going to give you the actual apps and stuff that you can use to execute those duties. But the very next page is creativity. The next page is nothing is more personal than a prayer. To me, my journey with faith has been something that I've been working on very heavily this year. It was part of something that I decided I wanted to do. And this page I found interesting because one of my biggest struggles is the concept of praying for your enemies. What? I just, for the life of me, cannot come up with the words for it. So I said, what would be a really cool task for me and chat to do to see about how I can pray for my enemies? So if you want, just for curiosity's sake, if you want to, and that's clearly when I said, give me a concept of what AI and doing your journey in faith looks like. That's the visual it came up with. But then once I started speaking to chat, and you'll see up in the top the prompt I gave for that about me wanting to pray for somebody that I'm not particularly fond of, somebody that I don't necessarily feel has my best interest in mind, and how I can do that in a good space. And honey, when I tell you this prayer is everything, it's everything. And it's because I tell you, I'm very short on words when it comes to people I'm not thrilled with. So, or at least positive words, that's for sure. So it gave me an opportunity to utilize this in a fashion that professionalism sometimes is not always my strong suit. Gratitude, reminding to be grateful of something is not always my strong suit. So, depending on how you want to use chat, when you tell it what you need help with, honey, it can help you. So, that's kind of outlandish. That's kind of really far left. But some of my examples are, I like being like those insurance commercials with the chaos guy, that something that you would never anticipate happening, because I promise you, those probably came from submissions from people. Those are real life insurance files. So that happened to somebody. So there's going to be something that AI or chat or one of these apps will be able to assist you with that will give you a little bit more clarity.